Welcome everybody to this class that we're starting. And if you go to Binduji, can you help me to pronounce this correctly? Could you say the name?
Manisha Panchakam.
Manisha Panchakam. Okay, now I didn't know
Yes.
the emphasis on the second word, Panchakam. Manisha Panchakam. So many of us know this story about Shankara encountering this lower casted person. And so Binduji will start a class today on this. In the drop box up above, there is, as usual, a document that has the Sanskrit, the transliteration, using the English alphabet, and then also the full translation. And I found this more, appealing and deep than the other English translations I've seen. So take a look at that. Binduji will start the class, and then when he's done for today, we'll have a question and answer on this, and then we'll continue it next Sunday. And again, just to remind people, we won't have a meeting in this house during the week this week. So Prakash, thank you for being here. Prakash is also a moderator in this house now, which is very welcomed. And I may end up having to leave just before the end, and Prakash would close today. Prakash, why don't you plan to close even if I'm still here? That would be terrific. And Binduji, did you want to say anything before we begin? Otherwise, the time is yours.
Oh Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashikritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmatacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibeda Vivagine Yomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. So, one of the very important what you call creation of Shankaracharya in the form of a poem is the Manisha Panchakam. There are a lot of anecdotes and stories for the, reason for this Kriti to be written by Shankaracharya. I'll tell one or two of them. See, there were untouchability and casteism which was very prevalent in Shankaracharya's days, which is reflected even in his bhashyas. So people say that he is not the same Shankaracharya who has written that. He is not the same one who has written Manisha Panchakam. That is one set of stories. Another set of story is that to prove that he has no such distinction between the what he's written in the Bhashya and what he has written in the Kriti is the reason why the Manisha Panchakam is written. That is the second one. The third one is that, there was really a Chandala who was a Brahmatnyani or a Jivan Mukta on the way when he was coming from the, bathing ghat or the bathing area from the Ganga to the Vishwanatha temple, Shiva's temple in the Manikarnika Ghat. So it is his disciples who were in the front and he was coming in the middle, followed by some more disciples. So the disciples in the front told this untouchable person on the path to get away. So this untouchable who is now, we will use the word Chandala. Chandala, I'll explain the word Chandala later. That person asks, being a Jivan Mukta himself, he asks pertinent question to the entire crowd. By the time all of them are in one place and ask this question about what are you asking to get out? Is it the physical body or is it the Atma? What you are asking like that? That is what is the story is about. So Shankaracharya chants these five slokas extempo, and his disciples are the one who note down the people who took down the word. Then there is another story which is related to the Purana type of a story, mythological thing. Shiva and Parvati or Gauri were taking a round of Kashi, the Varanasi, in incognito. Incognito means they are not visible to others, but they are looking around, what are things happening. So that time, they see Shankaracharya and his disciples finish the bath and are coming to the Vishwanatha temple. So Gauri asks Shiva, Shankara, that, oh, your famous disciple Shankara is coming. He's a well-renowned jnani who has now done, in the Advaita establishment. He has defeated many other scholars in that. So, don't you think you should give him the darshan or the visibility that you are, happy with him? So it seems Shankara told at that time that no, beloved, he has still not got out of his physical limitations. So she argues with him, saying that, how can you say that he is the one who is saying there is no difference between the body and everyone, Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. So there is no difference between the Jiva and Paramatma. So how do you say that he is still not got out of his thing? Okay, you wait, I'll show you exactly. So he changes his appearance, and with 4 dogs, which is representing the 4 Vedas, and in his as bridled in them, and he comes in the form of a Chandala. Now the word Chandala is a person of low caste in India who cooks and eats dog meat. So he is considered to be, dog is supposed to be the most faithful animal, and is, considered those days as, as a guardian for those who are wanting to travel to the forest and etc. If a person has to eat his own dog for his food, he must be such low caste that he is considered as the lowest of the low caste. So the Chandala, in the form of Shiva, in the form of a Chandala, walks in the path opposite to Shankara and the team who are coming after the bath, fresh from the Ganges. So this story is repeated that they ask him to get out of the way, and Shankara asked the same question: what are you asking me to get out? Is it the physical body you are talking about? Is it Atma, etc., etc., which we'll see when we are now going through the slokas. That time Adi Shankara, Bhashyakara, he saw in his vision, this Chandala is none other than Shiva, and he prostrates Shiva there and asks for, his mistake and pardoning him. And that time Shiva, loses the Chandala form and appearing along with the Parvati, and he tells Parvati or Gauri, see, this is exactly what I told. I wanted him to get out of this limitation of his physical body, feeling. That is why this, I think. And he was pleased with Shankara because he chanted the 5 slokas, and he said, Chandalostu sadidvijostu guru rityesha manisha mama. Whether he is a Chandala or whether he is a Brahmana, he is my guru, is my firm conviction, who has taught me the details of Advaita. So that is as far as the anecdotes and story and historicity, all those things are concerned. And we are not worried about it, whether it really happened or not happened. We are interested in the treatise and the teaching, what we can learn from that. So having said this, the Sanskrit portion goes like, which I have not written in the PDF. The first two slokas is like that. Satyacharyasya gamane kadachin muktidayakam kashi kshetram prati saha gaurya marge tu shankaram atyanta veshadaram drishtva gaccha gaccheti cha abravit Shankaraha sobi chantalaha tam puna praha shankaram. So this is the background which I explained as the story. So Satyacharya, Sati Acharyasya Gamane, when the Shankara was coming from the bath, Kadachin Muktidayagam Kashi Kshetram. In the Muktidayagam, the one place where Mukti is, liberation is bound to happen is Kashi or Varanasi. Saha Gauriya Saha Marge to Shankaram Prati. So he was walking opposite to Shankara. Atyanta Veshadaram Drishtva. So Atyanta Veshadaram mean he was in a Chandala's form. That is why the Atyanta Veshadaram Drishtva Gacha Gacha Iti Cha Abravit. So Shankaracharya says that Gacha Gacha means move away, move away. Shankaraha Sopi Chandalaha. Shankara is the Chandala form, Atyanta Veshadaram. Puna Praha Shankaram. Then he asks Shankara the following question. So we are taking the thing from the question onwards only. So that is how we will go ahead with this thing. Annamayat athava chaitanyameva chaitanyat yativara durikartum vanjasi kim bruhi gacha gacheti. So what does it say? I'll translate. The first meaning is that the best among the seers, Yativara is the word used here. Whom are you addressing by saying gacha gacha? By your scornful comment gacha gacha, as go away, go away. Is it to my physical body, annamayadadeva, annamayam, which is made up of food? Anna means matter. Here it is taken as food. As yours, your body is also made of food, my body is also made of food. So, which way can one body from another body differ? Or the immutable intelligence Atman, or the consciousness, Chaitanyam eva Chaitanyam. Your body is also moving. The food related body is moving because of the Chaitanyam in it. Even so is my body is also. So in which way, which one are you, we are you assuming that which one should you move away? So the word meanings are Annamayad means made up of food. Annamayam is that with the made up of food and full of food. Atha eva Chaitanyam eva Chaitanyam. See that it is the Atma inside for all of us. Yativara means best among the yatis. Yati means yatana shilaha, mean one who is practicing and preaching philosophy is Yativara. Dure kartum vanjasi. Dure kartum means to keep the distance or moving away. Kim bruhi, why are you saying gacha gacha? That is the first part of the question which Shankara, the Lord asked in the form of Chandala asking Shankara. The second question he is asking is to explain this, how the Annamaya or Chaitanya Meva Chaitanya, how does it to be understood? Kim Gangambudi Bimbita Ambaramanau Chandala Vidhipayaha Ureva Andaram Asti Kanchana Ghadi Mritkumbayo Vambare. What is that? Kim, what? Ganga Ambudi means the water of Ganga. Bimbita means reflected. What reflected in the water of Ganga? Ambara Manau. Ambara means sky. Manau means jewel. So Ambara Manau means the jewel in the sky is being used for the sun. Chandala Viti means the street of Chandala. And Payaha means water in the Chandala's street, because there is no drainage. He is such a low caste. So his street and his drainage is the one and the same. So he is asking, this reflection of the sun, is there any difference when it is reflected in the Ganges, which is supposed to be purifying everything? Or is there any difference in the reflection of the water, of the sun, same sun, in the dirty waters of the Chandala's, hamlet? In the either of the thing, it is the same sun which is reflecting. Pureva andaram astiva mritkumba yorva ambare. Here it is that there is cesspools, ureva, andaram, difference, astiva, in there water between, there is a difference between the water in the Ganges, the reflection in the water and the cesspools. Or Kanjana Gadi and Mritkumbayor Vambare, Ambare. The space, Ambaram means space, which is filling a golden pot and a mud pot. The space, is there any difference between the space which is filling the golden pot and the mud pot? The sun which is reflecting in Ganges or in the dirty waters or the cesspools of the Chandala, is there any difference between these things? Or now he is asking a third set of questions. Pratyak vastuni nistaranga sahajananda bodha budau viproyam shwapachoyam idi mahan koyam vibheda brahmaha. This is a very important aspect of the question. Pratyak means absolutely clear, or the innermost, which cannot be more clear than anything. Pratyak. Vastuni means a thing which is instant. Nistaranga sahaja ananda avabodha. So each word is important. Nistaranga means, taranga means wave. Nistaranga means without wave, which is serene. Sahaja ananda. It is the natural bliss, absolute in the nature, and of what? Avabodha. Bodha means understanding. Avabodha is the perfect understanding. Ambau. In the ocean, Vipraha is one who is learned. He is asking the Vipraha, means Shankaracharya, he is being asked the question. Now, this Nistaranga Sahaja Ananda Avabodha, this is the most important aspect in that particular question itself. Avabodha means, as I said, is that awareness, that perfect awareness which is in the form of a bliss, because there is nothing to contaminate it or as an object in the awareness. The awareness is like an ocean without waves, that is Nistaranga Ambudau is the ocean without any disturbance in it. Because we cannot imagine an ocean without a wave. But here, he is comparing, should you consider a wave without, an ocean without a wave? That is the nature of the pure awareness, and it is bliss because there is nothing to contaminate it or nothing in it other than that awareness. So, and it is what? Pratyak Vastu is the most intermediate, intimate. Vastu means here indwelling essence or a thing. So he is drawing Shankaracharya's attention to that Chaitanya which he said, whether Chaitanya Meva Chaitanya or the Annamaya Adava Annamaya. So in either case, in Annamaya he is not talking, he is talking about the Chaitanya here. That Chaitanya is absolute bliss, but in the form of awareness, and innermost, because of innermost, it is so clear and lucid, and nobody can say that he has no knowledge about his own existence or awareness. Vipraha ayam, swapachaha ayam, iti api mahan ko ayam vedaha. If that is the reality of yours and mine, whether you are a Vipra, one who is learned, this is Vipraha, this is Shwapacha. Shwapacha means dog eater. Shwaha means dog. Pachaha means cook. So one who cooks dog means a dog eater, which is indicating the Chandala. So how can you say there is a difference between the Chandala in his awareness and the awareness of a Brahmana or a Vipraha who is the thing? Koyam Vibeda Brahmaha. How can you discriminate this Chaitanya in the two separate bodies? Which opens up the eyes of Shankaracharya that it was bolt from the blue for him. He never expected a Chandala or a low caste, whether he is a Jivan Mukta or whether he was Shiva in the form of a Chandala, doesn't make a difference, because the words of wisdom which is coming out of such a person shook Shankaracharya to the very establishment under which he was thinking he is established himself. This type of a event can happen to any one of us in our life. We may be the, epitome of knowledge and able to talk anything, any subject of our expertise, but we will know our shallowness only if we are challenged. What are the type of challenges that can come in our understanding is that understanding can never be lost even when you are thick in your mundane life. This is exactly what Arjuna and Krishna Samvada in the Bhagavad Gita is also telling us. In spite of the war impending and looking at each other with arms and ammunitions ready to cut the throat of each other, Krishna was capable of giving the advice to Arjuna about the topmost knowledge without wavering what is waiting from him, because he is going to be before Arjuna. If a bow or if a spade is coming onto Arjuna, it will be Krishna who will be in front of Arjuna, knowing very well that he is going to be the Sarathi or the charioteer and going to face the person who is going to be most wanted in the war by every enemy in the scene. In spite of that is facing him, Krishna was not wavering from his established reality of as a Jagat Guru. And even in that time, when he was talking about the truth to Arjuna, he demonstrated that he may be the one who may get killed, not Arjuna, but he knew that what is the reality going to happen. He was least perturbed about it. This type of a challenge which Krishna had it is one of the challenges we also may face in our life. When we will be questioned, you are talking about Advaita, you are a follower in Advaitin, and this is how you behave when your ego is hurt, when your ego is being questioned, whether you are, these questions can be asked to us only when we look within ourselves. We will know how shallow we have been in our practicing our knowledge. We may have the knowledge, but practicing our knowledge will be put to test when our ego is hurt. Same was the case when Chandala asked Acharya, what is that you are going to discriminate between? You are talking about Jivo Brahmaiva Navara, and here you are saying Gacha Gacha, move away from me. What are you talking about? Are you not ashamed about your teaching and what you are living up to? That had to open up the eyes of the Acharya, and extempo he composes the 5 verses which are gems in itself. Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu Spudatara Ya Samvidu Jrumbate Ya Brahmadi Pipili Gandatanushu Proda Jagat Sakshini Saivaham Nacha Drishya Vastu Iti Drida Pratnya Yasyasti Che Kandalostu Satityostu Guru Rityesha Manisha Mama. Now, Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu. So it is a compound word of waking, dream and deep sleep. In all the 3. Sputatara. Sputa means clear. Sputatara means absolutely clear. It is a superlative word. Ya Samvit. Samvit is a Srilingam, therefore it is Ya. Ya Samvit. That light of knowledge. Ujjrambate. That word itself is so beautiful. I don't know how Shankaracharya has thought about using that word, particular word. The word is, rise above or always shining type of a thing. That samvit here means knowledge or awareness, consciousness. In the Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptishu, in all the 3, there is nothing more clearer than that knowledge which is shining irrespective of whether you are in Jagrat, Swapna or Sushupti. Not only that, Ya Brahmadi Pipigali Kanta Tanushu. Brahmadi, Ya Samvit, again, that awareness, Brahmadi, starting from the creator. Pipilika means the ant, the smallest of the creation. Tanushu, in the bodies of the creator to the ant, means every bodies, every creation. Prota Jagat Sachini, as if and threaded by, Prota means threaded by that Sakshini, Jagat Sakshini, the witness of the world. Now, the creator also has a world, the ant also has a world. In between, every creation also have their own world. Whatever may be the world for them, that is the Jagat for each one of them. For the creator, the entire creation is the Jagat. For the ant, even one bedroom will appear to be traveling across the earth. That much is that is the distance for it to cover. So the Jagat for it is, from the point of view of the ant, it is a different vision altogether. In between, every creation also have got their respective Jagat. From the Devas to Asuras to Manisha, Mriga, everything. So all of them have got something which is like a thread or swing together as a witness. Which is the witness? Ya Samvit. That witness awareness which is shining in every one of them in their Jagrat Swapna Sushupti. Each one of them have got their own Jagrat Swapna Sushupti. Whether it is Brahma, creator, or the ant, or in between, all of them have got the three states of awareness, Jagrat Swapna Sushupti. And in that Jagrat Swapna Sushupti, the most clear or the most, prominent thing is the awareness which is shining in all the states as witness. For each one is a Jagat of its own. The Jagrat Jagat is different. The Swapna Jagat is different. The Sushupti Jagat is different. So, Prota Jagat Sachini word has got link not only the body of the Brahma to the ant, in all of them have got the same awareness as threaded throughout. Sutre Manigana Iva. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says that. Krishna says that. Here it is Prota Jagat Sachini. Now, each of the experience is the Jagat. So, Jagrat Jagat, Swapna Jagat, Sushupti Jagat. For each of them, there is a Sakshini, one witness, which is Putatara, which is the clearmost, and in the form of Ujrumbade Sambit, shining like an awareness or the light of awareness in all of them. So, he is now describing that aspect of Atman in the Jivas. At the same time, by making it look like as if Prota Jagat Sachini as is seen together in all creation means everywhere that Atma is present. No, as a witness and also as the Jagat. So that is both the world and the witness of the world and is also the individual. So, Jiva, Ishvara, Jagat. In all the three forms, it is the same awareness which is shining the most as clear as that. Sa eva aham. That awareness Saivaham, I have to split it as Sa Eva Aham. That alone I am. Here he is saying that Prajnanam Brahma, which we learned that about in the Aitariya Upanishad. Remember? Where we had looked into it very clearly. Sayesha Brahma, Sayesha Indra, Sayesha Prajapati, Ede Sarve Deva Imanija, Pancha Mahabhutani, Prithvi Vayu Rakasha Apo Jyotish Tat Jamani, Ta Shudra Mishraniva, Bijani Idarani, Cha Itarani, Chandajani, Cha Jarujani, Cha Svedajani, Cha Udbijani, Cha Ashwa Gava Purusha Hastina, Yatkinchit Vedam, Prani Sangam Jangamam Cha Padatri, Cha Yacha Stavaram Sarvam, Tat Prajnanetram, Prajnane Pratishtitam, Prajnanetre Lokaha, Prajna Pratishtita, Prajnanam Brahma. In that Aitariya Upanishad mantra third of the third chapter, where Prajnanam Brahma has been decided, we learned that there was nothing left out by the Prajna, which it is there, the Prajna Netram. It is that which becomes, through which everything is known. Netram here, that niyate, anena, iti netram. That is the one through which we are all knew everything. Whether the names of Yesha, Indra, Brahma, Prajapati, or Andaja, Shvetaja, all those things is Prajnanam Brahma. Now here, the word used is Samvit, not Prajnanam. So that Samvit and the Prajnanam is the same. Samvit means awareness. Prajnanam means also awareness. So, Sa Eva Aham. So it can also be said that Aham Brahmasmi also here. Sa Eva Aham. Or Atmava Idameva Agra Asit. So that all those things are indicated in this one word, Saivaham, Sa Eva Aham. Na, what is I am not, is now being told. Nacha Drishya Vastu Iti. I am not the object which is appearing to me as name and form and causation. But in them, there is a Jagat Sachini, there is a Prota Jagat Sachini, there is a awareness in each one of them. In the Drishya Vastu, there are two aspects of it. One is the awareness aspect of it, because of which I am aware of it as an object. But to me, the awareness is oblivion to me. I am only seeing the name, form, and the causation for it. How it was caused, whether it has come from mud or whether it has come from gold or water from animal or human. All those stuff, all the causation from where it has come. But Drishya Vastu also has got what is called the Samvit. When it says that Jagat Sachini. So here in the word that Sa Eva Aham, which means I am not only that awareness as me, but in the Drishya Vastu also I am there, but not as a Drishya Vastu. That is why I am not the object which is seen by me, but the self of the object which is seen by me is none different from me. So that is the Drida Prajna, which is Api Yasya Asti Chet. So that one who has got that Prajna, the Prajnanam Brahma, that Prajna is the Drida Prajna in anyone who has asked me this question. He must be firmly established in that pratnya, only such a person can ask me the question, Annamaya Deva, Annamaya, Atava Chaitanya Meva Chaitanya, Duri Kartum Vanjasi Kim Bruhi Gacha Gacha, Kim Ganga Buni Bimbida Embaramanu, Chandala Vadi Payav. All those questions, if somebody has to ask, he has to be the one who has got a Drida Pratnya of what? Sa eva aham. That Pratnya, Samvit, ya Ujrumbade, what is shining as a witness awareness, not only in him, but also in the world of objects, but not as the objects seen by the sense organs. Such a person, sa chandalaha astu, may he be chandala, sahatu dvijaha astu, let him be a twice born. Dvijaha means twice born because of the karma, sacred thread which he is wearing. Like even in the other religion, they have the baptism and all those things. Then only you are a born Christian. Or same way in the Islam also they have. So same is the case here also. After the sacred ceremony only the Brahmana is born. Then only he is eligible for learning the Vedas. So such a person is called Dijaha. And Chandala doesn't do the ceremony, because he is not entitled to learn Vedas. He is one who is in the low caste and leading life only from the point of view of his stomach. So whether let he be Chandala in his physical attire, or whether he be a Brahmana in his sacred thread and that form of a Brahmana, let him be in whatever form he be. But if his pratnya is dhrida, in sa eva aham, that vastu, that samvit, that pratnya is his nature, whether he is by Chandala or whether he is a Brahmana. Saha Guru Rityesha, he is the Guru of mine. Iti Manisha Mama. The word Manisha is the firm conviction. What we achieve after Nididhyasana, what conviction we get about our own true nature, is called Manisha. Manisha is that aspect of the intellect where there is not even an iota of doubt of the object of Nididhyasana or the subject of Nididhyasana. There is no Ajnana Samshaya Viparya. All the three type of things are ruled out in his case. Only such a person with a firm conviction can be my Guru, is whether let his physical form be a Chandala or whether let him be his physical form be of that of a Brahmana. Doesn't matter. My conviction is that he is my Guru, irrespective what, because these questions can come from only a person who is established this Drida Pratnya, Yasyasti, in whomsoever it is there. What is that? I am not the Drishya Vastu, but I am the essence of the Drishya Vastu. Saivaham. And that is what I am, is the Samvit Ujrumbade. This is what the first sloka of Manisha Panchakam. Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu Spudatara Ya Samvid Ujrumbade Ya Brahmadi Pipili Gandatanushu Proda Jagat Sakshini. Saivaham nacha drishyavastu iti dridapratnyapi yasyasti ched chandalostu sadidvijostu gururityesham manisham mama. With this sloka, first sloka, I stop today's this thing. Question answer session we will have it, and we will continue the rest in the next Sunday, because Wednesday, Thursday we will not be having class due to Diwali and everything. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you. Dhanyawada.
Thank you so much, Binduji. Just to let everybody know that in a moment we'll open up the chat and the hand raising, and anyone's welcome to come up. In fact, just a moment. Changed the hand raising just now, and I'll open the chat in a moment. Anyone's welcome to come up to discuss exactly what was covered in the class today. And I just want to, say to everybody that the reason for even having these rooms is so that Binduji can bring forward, his knowledge and his own realization, but that we have the question and answer so anyone can come up. And some of you in the audience have come up early on when you first joined this house. I'm not going to call out your names, but every answer is very specific to the person asking. And so, we won't get to really understand what's on your mind and learn from it unless you choose to come up. And so you're very welcome is what I'm saying. Anybody. It can be on how this relates to your own path, understanding the Sanskrit, whatever place you're in. And what I wanted to just say that I really appreciated today, Binduji, was you made that parallel to the Bhagavad Gita. And, the way I heard this is in the worst situations, whether we're confronted with, for instance, killing our own relatives, or whether we're in the terrible situation of facing our own kind of inner demons, judging other people and so forth. That even the holiest people or the most fit aspirants can have these moments, and how do we face them? And I guess I want to say one other thing in case you want to correct me or say something back. But I remember in the last class we were talking a little bit about dispassion and detachment. And I think, I always wonder or worry that people will think, well, I need to impose more detachment upon myself, but it really comes naturally when we look deep inside, like you were speaking of today, of what's the same in everything, and can respond from that place of dispassion. So that was kind of long for a moderator. I apologize. I'll be quiet now and give the space to everyone else. But Bindu, if you or Prakash want to speak to what I said, and please, anybody come up and take this opportunity. Our life is short, so we might as well go for it. Thank you.
Yes, Bindoji. in this narrative of Manisha Panchakam, as an aspirant, what is the I know that it is the realization of a great teacher about his own reinterpretation of Atman and Brahman. But as a student in this path, how would you present? And plus, why is it called Manisha? Manisha Panchakam. Is it about what is the implication of that? I wanted to know more about that context.
Well, it is called Manisha Panchakam because all the 5 verses which Shankaracharya has created, the last word is Manisha Mama. It is my firm conviction. It is my firm conviction. It is my firm. Like that he is making this. So Manisha is Panchakam is 5, where the 5 verses are there. So anything which is with 5, we call Indriya Panchakam. Means 5 Indriyas. Ashwa Panchakam means 5 horses. Like that, Manisha Panchakam means it is that 5 verses which has got Manisha as, a word which is used by the Acharya. That is the name of it. Now, as far as what you call the aspirant point of view, these verses are really enough if one wants to meditate upon that, to understand and realize his own true nature. Because all type of things which are in our mind, whether when we take Upanishad or other thing, there may be, some mental image about the textbooks, whether it is religious or whether it is, part of the Veda, or whether it should not be studied or not should studied. So many conditions can come in the mind of people who are aware of those things. But these 5 verses are universal in nature. It doesn't talk about the nature and the conditions under which the student should be, prepared for it, or what should be the condition under which it should be taught, or what are the prerequisites for the student and the teacher. None of those limitations are mentioned in these 5 verses. It's talking purely about the truth. And if one can get convicted in his approach to adhere to the teaching of these 5 verses, nothing more is required. He will be in a state where Shastra or the teacher or the Acharya who wrote these verses want each one of us to be established in it. Like he says that it is his conviction that the Guru is not an ordinary Guru. He is also an established person in the reality, and such a person is my Guru, is the way in which the verses are ending. So we should, as an aspirant, we should look where is the qualities of a Guru to be seen when he is, picking up somebody from whom he can learn, he or she. So that qualities of a Guru is mentioned here, and that Guru has to be established himself in the thing. That is why Savik Gurumeva Abhigachet Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam is the statement in the Mundaka Upanishad. So that Brahmanishtam is what Shankaracharya has mentioned, referring to here in this one. Right? Any follow-up question?
Yeah, just one follow-up question, Prabhuji. So in this context of an aspirant approaching the teachings and the Guru, is this also a way to kind of declassify, or because human beings tend to classify things, is this also an approach to kind of declassify? Because in a lot of learning we have grades of learning, whereas here, is it a simple removal of any kind of classification? Would you approach it in that manner also, or is it?
No, you can say that way.
Mm-hmm.
The classification, because we tend to, qualify the teachers under whom we should study. For example, if you are familiar with, there is a book called Avaduta Gita. In that, the teachers are not only human beings. It is nature also. 24 teachers he is listing out 24 teachers. But it is not like this. Here, Jivatma Aikyam, Brahma, Atma is being mentioned. There, he is talking about 24 teachers for the purpose of realization through the act of those 24 teachers, including the ant and the spider, wind, brew. Everything is listed out in that one. So Avadhuta Gita is one book which is listing out these 24 teachers. But I'm not talking about here. Here the thing is that the freedom to choose the teacher is to be used by the aspirant in the right way, that whether the teacher is established in the reality or not is to be the one which has to be the prime matter. Sputadara, it has to be absolutely clear to that person. Only such a person can ask such questions or even teach from that point of clarity. That is why it is not necessary that what is the attire, whether he is an orange or ochre dress, or whether he is in a suit and boot and whether he is a three-piece suit, or whether he is in a loin cloth, or whether he is a familied man, or whether he is a king like Janaka, or a familied man like Yajnavalkya, or a loin cloth person like Shuka Brahmashi, or it doesn't matter whether he is established in the truth. He's speaking, what he speaks will show out what is the knowledge he is going to impart. That is why when he says Yasya Drida Pratnya, that person who has got a Drida Pratnya, established in the truth, he is my Guru, Manisha Mama. That is my conviction. That is.
Thank you. Thank you, Vendoji. Vivekji.
Namaste, Vivek. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, it was such a wonderful explanation of first person of Manisha Panchakam. Binduji, but my question is on the on the preface which you have given on the why this is being said. So my question is like the preface part which Binduji has said. There was a time after Vidyaranya Swamigal, this thing like Sankara Digvijayam has come, and as part of that. This story of Shankara being asked by Chandala. But my question, is Shankara such a nice person, after reaching to such a level, will he ever believe that a Chandala who comes in front of him is an untouchable and has to be removed from his sight? Is my first question. So if that is true, then how could a person who has written all these scriptures and the kind of volumes that he has generated in Indian what you can say literature, especially in Advaita, will he be such a person who will remove a Chandala even after reaching to the highest point of knowledge? Is my question, or this notion of untouchability has crept into his this entire literature of scriptures after Vidyaranya's what you can say, the Digvijaya, Shankara Digvijaya. This always keeps me in a kind of a dilemma. Binduji, can you just put some light into it? Because I always have a problem with this.
Okay, Vivek. I am telling something which may not be acceptable to many who are listening to that, but I am telling this without any mixing up of things. My reverence to Shankaracharya, my adoration to him, his teaching has nothing to do with what I'm going to say. He is still the guru for Advaita. But if I am to be impartial and make a statement about Shankaracharya, there are reflections in his commentaries in the Brihadaranya Upanishad, whether it is Taittiriya Upanishad, and like that, there are many places where his Brahminhood has been reflected in his statements. For example, in the Brihadaranya Upanishad, in one place, he says that the Brahmana who is approaching Ajatashatru and tells that, I know about Brahman, Atman, I'll teach you. And then Ajatashatru asks 2-3 questions, and this Brahmana is not a Balaki, is not able to answer that. Then Balaki accepts Ajatashatru as a guru for learning the Brahmajnana from him. At that narration point, Shankaracharya mentions that even though Ajatashatru is teaching Balaki, who is a Brahmana, the guru is still Balaki, and he was sitting on the Peedam, and Ajatashatru was sitting on the floor and explaining, something like that. And in another place, he mentions in the Taittiriya Upanishad that this aspect is only for Brahmanas, not for Kshatriyas. Like that, he has been very clear in mentioning that he had that Brahminhood as his favoritism in the commentaries. But it is not to be highlighted when you are looking at the teachings he has written in the manner in which he has written about Advaita and the Pratipadanam of the truth in the entire thing. These are all minor errors which would have crept in because of the social stigmas during those times. And he is also a victim of that. So such a person would have definitely said gacha gacha to a Chandala in the streets of Kashi. If you are looking at that Bhashya where he has done this favoritism towards Brahmins, this event is a possibility would have happened. That is one way of looking at it. Or whether it is a later Shankaracharya who wrote in this way so that, this can be given a, caveat for Shankaracharya for having written those points in the Bhashyas. He has also accepted Chandala as a guru. So that those things can be forgiven, that type of a thing. We don't know. So I'm not going into the details of this because these are all things which are not important from the point of view of the teaching. What is more important to us rather than these are all history or, stories related to those things. We should not give much importance to these, things. Whether it is a known fact, untouchability was very prevalent in India, and Brahmins had been maintaining that even in the 19th century, in Kerala, places like Kerala and all, Nambudiris were doing that. So that is why Gandhiji had to come out with those activities of untouchability, Harijan and all those movement and everything which had happened. So let us not say that, we are all so saintly human beings. No, we are all victims of the social stigmas which we are having. So Shankaracharya is no exception to that.
Okay, thanks, Vinodji, for the answer. Yeah. Yeah, we can have a discussion on this, I think, later. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek.
Abhinavji, thank you. This is first time I'm hearing this out. This Manisha Panchakam. Just a few clarifications, Abhinavji. That Manisha, I take it as the one who has control over the mind. Manisha, Mana plus Isha. Why this is particularly chosen? There are other aspects, right? Pranesha. Why Manisha? I'm just trying to get a clarity on it. It is insignificant, but if you have some time, this prana and mana, because annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya. This pranesha versus manesha, what is the difference, Bidaji? Any specific reason why manesha is chosen?
No, actually speaking, Manisha is not Mana plus Isha. That is a wrong vyutpatti. Manisha is that aspect of intellect which is after having the conviction or firmness of understanding, that intellect is called Manisha. So it has to do with Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, and the product which is out of after Nididhyasana what one has is a intellect which is now in conviction without any iota of avidya or doubt in it. That is the way it has to be understood. So prana has no such role to play.
Got it, Bidaji. So between mana and prana, what is the difference? Typically told as two wings of the same bird. One stops, other stops. One moves, other moves. So, how do you differentiate it between prana and mana? Broadly, it may be a sideway question. You may answer, you may not answer, but is that out of the syllabus?
What exactly is that difference?
The prana and mana is told to be the two wings of the same bird. The one wing is the prana, other wing is the mana. If one stops, other stops. One moves, other moves. I could not differentiate much between these two, prana and mana. What is the difference between these two, Binduji?
See, prana is the vital force which is maintaining the entire body, and mind is part of the body. That is why the mind and the prana are connected. That prana means only the prana apana, the breathing in and breathing out, which is controlling the mind. But there are the other prana like samana, vyana, udana, which are still functioning in the body and not controlling the mind. And even the mind, when it becomes still or no mind in the sushupti, prana still continues. The breathing activity of prana and apana continues. So the relationship between the mind and the thing is that only when you are doing type of a meditation, that is a what you call forced control of the mind by the breathing technique, which you have to see that.
Got it, Binduji. I think we can continue with others, Binduji. Got it, Binduji.
Namaste, Binduji. I missed this session. I was stuck in traffic. How many shlokas are completed, Binduji?
Just first sloka only. Jagrat Sapna Sushuptishu Spudadara.
Okay. Then next class I will attend full. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, Manisha is a Srilinga. Ish plus Isha. Manas Isha Gamanam. That is That is the Sanskrit vyutpatti of Manisha.
Ganesh, did you want to, would you like to share? Would anybody else like to come up and discuss this, today's class with Bindaji? Again, any kind of question or even a reflection on it that you've had. That's why we're here together. Oh, good. Shobha came up. Namaste, Shobha.
Namaste, Artemisia. Namaste, Mohdaya, everyone.
Namaste. Namaste.
Mohdaya, you said samvit. Can you explained it? Can you explain it again, please? It is equal to synonym of pragnanam. I could not find it.
Samvit is awareness, or
Samatvam.
Samvit is also a paryaya for Surya. Savita, right?
Savita, Savitru.
Savitru. But Samvit is awareness. That is why that it is not sun, but it is Samvit Ujrumbade is as if the sun is shining. This knowledge or awareness is shining in Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu. And which form? Sputatara. Not only Sputa, it is Sputatara. So Tarapratyaya, which means superlative. It is that awareness which is shining, whether you are in Jagrat, Swapna or Sushupti. Doesn't matter. Waking, dream and deep sleep. And all the three, only one which is shining is awareness. Everything else, including your body, your identification with your ego, your identification with your possessions, everything changes. But one thing which is unchanging and shining through all the three, not only for you, Brahmadi Pipiliganta Tanushu, from the Brahma to the Pipilika, in their bodies also. Prota Jagat Sachani, in the form of a Jagat Sachani. That is what I said again. For each of them have got their own Jagat. Jagrat Jagat, Swapna Jagat, Sushupti Jagat. For each one. Now from Brahma, the creator also has got Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. The Pipilika also has Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. So you can say the entire gambit of creation, having all the three states of experiences, has got the objects as a Jagrat, in the Jagat, in the form of a Jagat for them. In the Jagat also, what is the one which is shining? Even though they are all names and forms. That is why, na saivaham nacha drishya vastu. So there, that word, when he is bringing that, na drishya vastu, means he is negating the drishya vastu aspect of the Jagat, but not the sakshi aspect of the Jagat. In the Jagat also, each vastu has got a self in it, or an awareness in it, because of which we are aware of the object. If there is any object which is not having awareness, it can never be known by anybody, because knowing is due to awareness. You have awareness, the one which is being known also has awareness, whether it is a thought, feeling, objects, anything for that matter. So that is why that first sloka is such a sweeping nature that it is not leaving out anything outside the gambit of that samvit, ya samvit, or that is itself is Brahman. So that Prajnanam Brahma statement comes true by this statement, samvit ujrumbade. So just chanting that one sloka alone, you can meditate on that. Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu Spudatara Ya Samvit Ujrumbade. Ya brahmadi pipiligamda tanushu proda jagat sakshani saivaham nacha drishya vastu iti dhrida prajna yasya asti chet chandalostu sadidvijostu gururityesham manisham mama. What more can Shankara say about it?
No, really nice one. किन्तु गूढात्मा न प्रकाशते खलु. So always shining but hidden also.
That is
This
what you
is
think. It is never hidden. There is nothing more hidden. That is Antaratma, that it is so prakasha. In the prakasha of that only everything is happening.
true.
If
Hidden
you
in
are
our
saying,
minds only, not
no,
literally, but
no, the one who is saying hidden is the one who is knowing it. It cannot be hidden. How can it be ever hidden?
it can. Okay, it
If it is
cannot be.
hidden, you can never know it, right?
No, correct. I mean, everything is, he's shining through everything. There is nothing that exists through which he's not shining. But just looking at our avastha, I was saying.
Pashyannabhijana
Avastha means,
pashyati moodo. Pashyannabhijana pashyati moodo. That's all I can say.
yes, that's
What you
what
are
it is.
seeing is that, what you are talking is that, what you are made of is that. Other than that, there is nothing else.
Exactly.
Then you say it is Gouda. How can it be Gouda?
We are making it good, huh?
This is exactly the problem, but many people are not able to understand Advaita.
Hmm.
If you are bent upon seeing the snake, you say, no, it's not a snake, it is a rope. No, that person has, the fear of the snake is so much, the fear of, Vishnu, Narayana, Shiva, Ganapati, or whatever may be, that the fear of God is so much that you cannot say that Brahma is everything.
True for some people, yes, yeah, but in other ways also, even if someone knows, no, everything is Brahman, but when it comes to, I think this is a good example of knowing it and not following it or practicing it, because if we ask,
It is
many
not a
of us will say, yes,
it,
true, everything is Brahman,
it is
everything is
not a
Brahman.
Kartrutandram. It is not a Kartrutandram. You stand on your head for so many lives. Still you will not find it. Because it is not a Kartrutandram. It is a Vastutandram. Know it as a reality. It is not a reality which you can create in your mind or in your meditation. No. You
No,
are that.
yes. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt we are that. See, when Brahman is expressing himself through everything, without that expression, nothing can be experienced. So he's expressing through Chandala, and that wasn't seen. And as you said, maybe it happened, or maybe it is given as an example of both for a Shishya and a Guru to reach this state where not for a second are they fooled by anything, right? So,
That is why when I use the word detachment,
mhm.
every type of attachment, including notions in our mind that it is achievable through meditation, it is achievable to light, it is something different from, no, 100% you have to say that detachment of everything other than that. That is, there is nothing other than that. So
There
why
is
do you want to
nothing.
detach? But
Na
what you,
kinchirasti anyat. Yes.
neha nanasti kinchana. There is nothing other than that. But the otherness which you are holding is a notion which you have to detach from.
Exactly. That is where that yadi deham pratakritya comes in and helps.
Yeah.
A lot. Yes.
That
Because
is
when
the thing.
Yadi deham prathak kritya. Once you separate from the body, there is nothing else left to do. You are done. Chiti Vishramya Tishtasi, even though it is said, there is nothing to sit or stand in. You are everything. So just remembering it all the time and acting in that way. But yeah, that word.
That is why even for an iota of a second, or even a portion of a second, if you forget about it, it is such that it will engulf you. This is what happened to Gacha Gacha when he said, move away, move away.
Exactly.
He is talking about Advaita to everyone, morning till night and evening and everything. But when a Chandala came on his way, he said, Gacha Gacha. Why?
Lapse. Yeah.
Momentary lapse.
For a second, he forgot.
That's what.
He identified with his body. I am a Brahmin, he is a Chandala. Right? Ganesh, what were you telling?
That momentary lapse of attention.
Yeah. That is why Pratibodha Vititam Matam. Then only Amrutatum can be achieved. Every bodham is nothing but that. Every experience, bodham means experience, is that. And, there are people saying that, this is not through pratyaksha. There is nothing more pratyaksha than this. Because every other pratyaksha, you need an instrument like eyes, ears, touch, nose, etc. For this one, there is no sensory organ required. You are that. Right? So, pratyak, sakshat, aparokshat, that is the nature of our awareness. Without awareness, is there a moment which you can say, I am? You cannot. The moment you say, I am, means it is from awareness. And everything else is after I am. And that I am is all the time, even in your deep sleep. You don't need a pratyaksha pramana for it. It is aparoksha pramana. The most immediate, yes, sakshat aparokshat Brahma. The most innermost, immediate, unfiltered, unhidden, or, vyavadanam. There is no vyavadanam between your mind and that. Your mind is shining because of that. Your intellect is shining because of that. That Chaitanya is what all is about.
What is given here, Modaya, that is why they have given so many examples in the form of stories and Upanishads also. Like I think one I can think of is Jabala and Ramayana, Mahabharata. Like how anyone can attain to that. That there is no bar. So that it just reminds us of that truth. That because everyone being Brahman only, it should not be a surprise that anyone can attain to that. And nothing is needed except wanting to attain to that. Right?
Only detachment.
Yes. Yeah.
Detachment to all the things which you think you are not. Okay, Hari Om. Well, let us stop. Prakash, we can wind up.
Yes, sure, Indraji. I'll just make a closing statement and then we can close it.
Yes,
So first of
please.
all, pranams to everyone and thanks for attending this class, and especially to Bindoji for filling in this holiday gap with this beautiful Manisha Panchakam, which itself is a very detailed exploration of Advaita. So thank you, Bindoji. And as Bindoji mentioned, we won't have classes the next following Wednesday and Friday because of the Diwali season. And our next session on Manisha Panchakam will resume on Sunday at 8:30 Indian time. Yes. So Thank you. Over to you, Binduji.
Thank you all. Hari Om.
Thank you,
Okay.
Bindu.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Hari Om.